Sir, shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Good morning, my dear students. I welcome you all for this today's session, Speak with Power by Valveti Satish Garu. So we have completed the last week things, and now that I request our resource person, Satish Valveti Garu, to take up the remaining part of the agenda. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Right. So can I start?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So good morning, friends. Nice to get back to you again this Sunday. So let's continue from where we stopped. Friends, as usual, three things, please. If you can see me, hear me, and look at the slide, just type 3 in the chat box, please. Very nice. Okay, good, friends. Yeah. So let me first quickly give you a bird's eye view of this entire program, public speaking, right? So in this program, there are three major things we need to learn and master, friends. The first one is called the 4 prerequisites, which we already covered, and that's called the talk. Remember talk, T-A-L-K. Even before we do public speaking, there are 4 things we need to learn and we need to get clarity on, and that is talk, the topic, the audience, and then the leading objective, and then K stands for the key message you want to deliver to them. So that's the first area you need to learn and master even before you become a public speaker. The second area you need to learn and master is the 4 phases. The 4 phases is the core, okay? So where you'll be learning king and the eyes. So you'll need to learn what to do before you speak, and then the eyes stands for introduction, the core content, and the ending. So this is the crux of public speaking. You should know these 4 phases, learn and master them thoroughly. And then as a finishing touch, we'll be learning 7 essential elements, and I call it topping on the eyes, right? So I repeat again, all we need to do in this entire 20-week program we planned, we'll be learning these 3 things and mastering them. One, we'll be getting clarity on the prerequisites called the talk. Then we'll learn 4 phases thoroughly, what to do in each phase, the king phase, introduction, core, and ending. Then we'll conclude it with 7 essential elements you need to learn, and we call the topping on the ice, right? So I want you to quickly make a note of this. This is our entire syllabus in a nutshell. Please make a note of it. Once done, type done in the chat, please. Good. So among these phases, the first one we already have covered, the 4 prerequisites. We understand now how to get clarity before we speak by TALK. That part we covered. And now, right now, we are in the 4 phases area. We have done the king phase already. We know what to do now, even before we speak, and we know why it's called the king phase, right? So, and now we move to ICE, ICE, introduction, core, and ending. And in that, right now, friends, we are learning how to do great introduction, right? Good. So right now we're doing introduction part. We'll get into that, right? Okay. So can we all see the slides? Type yes. Okay. So friends, king phase is done. Let's move to introduction phase. In introduction, we understood that the way movies plan introduction for the heroes, the same way our introduction should be having a fantastic bang so you can get connected to the audience. In this phase, when we talked about, I said I'll be teaching you 12 effective ways. And so this chapter has basically got 3 lessons to learn. Can every participant?
I request you to mute all and
Yeah. Sir, I have muted everyone. Okay, good. So friends, in this chapter called introduction phase, friends, everybody on mute, please. Good. So friends, the first phase is introduction. This introduction phase, we'll be learning 3 lessons is what we talked about. First lesson, which we already covered, is the 2 objectives, what we have to achieve while doing introduction phase. And then we learned a few things which we have to unlearn. And then we came to the dozen great ways to start. Anyone quickly type in the chat box, what are the 2 objectives while we do the introduction phase? Anyone remembers that? While we do the first phase called introduction phase, when you're about to start, the 2 objectives we got to accomplish. Very good. 1, you got to grab attention. Fantastic. And 2, anyone? Fantastic, friends. Take the audience from A to B. Exactly, right? So that's how we got to this is what we got to accomplish in the introduction phase. You got to grab their attention, also take them from A to B, right? And we talked about what we should not be doing, and I call it mistake. Remember mistake? You should not start with my name is, or you shouldn't start with insisting response. Don't do self-degrading, or don't blow your trumpet, or don't start with an apology, or please make sure you don't keep your phone on and don't stop the excuses, right? These 7 is things which we try to avoid because they will not accomplish our objectives of grabbing attention and taking from A to B. Those objectives may not be met effectively if you follow these 7. So what to do then? We started learning 12 great ways. If I remember, out of 12, we're done with 5 already. Yes, friends? Good. So let's quickly look at those 5 and then continue the remaining today. The first thing is one of the best ways to start is involve your audience. Make them shout, make them clap, make them give a shake hand, make them jump, do anything. But please make sure you involve them as much as possible, preferably physically, because that way you can grab their attention very fast, right? Second thing we talked about is talk about a need or a problem. If you can be called a solution provider, audience gets stick to you. So last time examples we talked about, if you're talking about parents, if you can talk about, do you want to help your children reduce their screen time, and the parents raise both the hands because that's one of the biggest problems they face today. So if you can start with any need or problem the audience require, you can grab them. The third best way is by tickling the audience, right? You can always start with a funny story, a funny incident, a joke, but be careful, because if you don't make the audience laugh initially, they won't mind it, but you might start communicating internally in a negative way and create a downfall. So please be careful if you use this third strategy. But if you have sense of humor, if you can make the audience laugh initially, you got them. Fourth best way to do it is by starting with reputed people, right? If the topic you're speaking about, if you connect some reputed person to it and you can start with that, you got their attention. The fifth one we talked about is, oh my God. Remember the example I gave you about the Rotary incident that happened 10 years back in my life? Remember how the doctor started about the awareness of AIDS? And how he made us all give a shake hand to each other and said 40% chances of we getting AIDS. And then he said, but AIDS don't transfer with shake hand. And once we got relieved, he said, let me show you how it actually gets transferred. And then he started the speech and we all got hooked to him. Why? Because he started with the concept called, oh my God. That is another great way you can start your speech. We learned it till here last week. Any questions, friends? Very good. So now you know, out of 12, you know 5 fantastic ways of starting your speech. And here's the good news, friends. We'll learn the remaining today. And here's the good news. When you learn these strategies, it's not that you have to use one of them. Actually, you can, if you're smart enough, you can use a combination of them, right? Maybe you can involve them, and you can also use, oh my God, like the way the doctor did the other day. Remember, the doctor asked us to stand up first, give shake hand to others, asked to wish each other good morning, and then he did, oh my God. So it's a combination of involve and oh my God, right? So similarly, once you learn these 12, you can actually think of using a combination, because that is far more powerful. Agree, type yes. Good. So friends, once you learn all these 12, please try to create a combination of them. Okay, good. So let's learn the sixth strategy now. Please make a note of it. The next one is called dare to be different. Please make a note of it. The sixth great way of starting your session can be by being dare to be different. The whole idea is we want to grab their attention, friends, right? We don't want the audience to keep talking among themselves. You come and you start. We don't want that to happen. We want them to make sure you grab their attention, and then the great way is by being different. What do I mean by it? Friends, if you have any specific skill, for example, some of you, maybe you sing well, some of you dance well, maybe you know mimicry, maybe you can play a musical instrument, anything that, if you have any extra skill in you, now that can always be used to start your session, because that is another great way of grabbing your attention. This, if you don't possess any skill, please don't worry, because if we have 12, this is just one of them, right? But if you have the skill, you got an extra qualification, right? For example, let's say you are called on the stage, and just imagine this, okay? So you're talking to equal audience or audience below you, and imagine you put the Michael Jackson beat and you come moonwalking on the stage. People don't need anything else to grab their attention. Agree, friends? Just type yes. If you can sing, you start with the song. They expect you to speak actually, but if you be different and sing a song, of course, the song should be apt to the topic you're going to talk about, right? Or mimicry or anything. If you have a specific skill in you, this is the time you can use it on the stage, so that you can grab their attention faster and then take them from A to B and carry on with it, right? So, by the way, I just wanted to know if any of you have any specific skill. If you have any, please type it, please. Did I use this skill ever? Uh, that's a good question, Radha. There were days when I played guitar, when I went on the stage and started my sessions, and it really worked, right? I'm not a good guitar player though, but I know enough things to at least grab the attention initially. Okay. Playing mridangam is good, Krishna, but I doubt if we can take mridangam on the stage. Guitar, definitely yes, because you can hang around. Dance, very nice. I know some speakers who come and they do some flute. They play some flute and start, or anything, friends. If anyone knows mimicry here, just type yes. Oh, nice. Okay, so that can be a great start, because especially audience always love mimicry. So depending on the topic you're speaking about, you can always use that. Okay, Bharatanatyam dance, nice puja. So anything is fine, friends. Okay, but please don't make sure we don't do a performance there, right? We don't do a performance altogether there. Maybe a first few seconds, okay? 10, 15, 20 seconds. If you can start with something similar to that, and you can dare to be different. Believe me, it works like magic. But if you have no skill, my friend, please don't worry. It's absolutely okay. We have other things to look into. Now let's go to the seventh strategy, friends. Seventh one is a very powerful method. It's called use props. Please make a note of it. Another great way you can always start your presentation to grab the attention is using props. What is props, friends? Type your answers, please. What is props? What is props? No, props basically mean accessories. Okay. Yeah, correct. Supporting instruments. You're right. So for example, I know some speakers who go on the stage with great props, and the audience are like, why did he bring this here? Kind of an expression on the audience. Let me give you an example. I know one speaker who, whenever he goes on the stage, he takes a skeleton with him. Seriously, he takes a skeleton with him, and that's enough prop to just make sure the audience look at him as to why he brought that, right? I know one more speaker who comes on the stage. He takes a fistful of coins. He throws them on stage like that. All the coins fall down. The clicking sound of the coins are so amusing. And then he starts, because his topic is financial management. I know one speaker who brings a big clock. Okay, actually he hides behind the clock and comes in. Imagine a big clock. He actually walks behind the clock. He brings the clock on the stage, keeps in the middle of the stage, and then he starts his speech, because his topic is time management. I'm just giving an example. Okay, there are speakers who bring buckets, whatnot. Props. Props always grab attention, but you got to make sure the prop is aptly suiting to your topic there, right? So friends, now which prop to use is it's purely based on the topic you're speaking that day. But believe me, if you can carry some props with you, it works like magic, right? Let's go to the eighth strategy now. Eighth way you can start your speech. Again, I repeat, friends, when you're learning each of these strategies, it's not that you have to use any one of them. You can use a combination of them, right? Let's go to the eighth great method. And the next method, friends, let me tell you this. That method can grab attention in a very fast way, especially if you're speaking to a group of people whom you don't know much. You know, imagine this way. If you go to a board meeting and you're speaking to your clients or speaking to your colleagues, most of them know you, right? So because they know you, you know, even if you mess up initially, because they may forgive you because you know each other and you can carry on. But there will be occasions where you have to speak to people who completely are strangers to you. At that time, grabbing the attention is far more difficult. Agree, friends? Okay. Uh, Himanshu, is it possible in front of big audience? Are you talking about props? If you're talking about props, Himanshu, depends on whether the audience, I mean, the prop, if you know the audience are big in size beforehand itself, then you got to carry a prop which everybody can see, right? Generally what happens, Himanshu, when there's a big crowd, imagine 2,000, 3,000 people like that, if you're talking about that kind of crowd, I'm sure besides you going on the stage, you'll also have some screens available everywhere. They can see you live, right? Because if that's a huge crowd, in that case, I think the props can work out. If you know it's a crowd of 200 people, then carry such props which suit the audience, right? Yeah, coming back, friends, if you are speaking to strangers, now that's a bigger challenge, because if people know you, at least to some extent, they are with you. But for exclusive strangers, when you speak to them, to grab their attention, friends, one best way you can do is, please make note of it. Point number 8 is called common point. A very powerful tool, friend. One of the best ways world-class speakers start their speeches, this is one of them. It's called the common point. If you go on the stage and say, my dear friends, do you know that you and I have one thing in common? And then you speak, it connects. You know why? Because friends, psychologically, we all come together because of common points. Do you know this? Look at your friends. You know why you became friends with your friends? Because look at the initial days when you bonded together. The first time you met someone, the first time you made friendship with someone, you know what we look for in the opposite person? The common points. Do you know that? You like ice cream, even I like ice cream. That's one common point. Or you love reading books, I love reading books. Yes. Wow. So rapport building happens because of common points. Do you agree, friends? Type yes or no. Look at any friendship you have today. Look at the initial days, how the bonding happened. Even if the best friend you have today, look at the initial days, how the bonding happened. You know, the bonding happened because we looked at common points between us. That is how friendships happen, friends. That is how even love happens. That is how even marriages happen. Okay, but unfortunately, after a while, when once marriages happen, after a while we start looking at the different points that shouldn't be happening. So but if you look at the common points, that's always rapport building area. So if you can go on the stage and say, friends, you and I have one thing in common, and that common point can always be a great tool to grab their attention, because people love to listen to common points. Do you know that? That's a psychological fact. Good. Let's go to the next one now. Ninth strategy is one of my, okay. Pardon? Okay. Okay. Example. Okay, fine. Friends, if I come on the stage and I speak to students, and if I say, friends, you and I have one thing in common, and that is even I had fear when I used to approach examinations. But I learned one strategy, how I can overcome that fear, and I want to share it with you. How many are interested to learn that? Example. Right? One more example. Let's say I'm speaking to people who are trying to learn public speaking. I can start like this, saying that, friends, do you know that all the world-class speakers, you and me, we all have one thing in common when it comes to public speaking. We all started with shaking legs and trembling voice. But how did the world-class become world-class? Because they learned 4 simple lessons. I'll be teaching those lessons to you today so that even you can reach there. How many are interested? Make sense, friends? If yes, type yes. Good. So if you can start talking about the common thing between you and me, then it always, clicks, because audience love to listen to common points. Okay. So let's go to the next one, friends. The ninth strategy now. The ninth one is called, now the ninth one is one of my favorites. Okay. It's called this happened. Please make note of it. This happened. This happened is one great way of starting your sessions. You can go on the stage and say, friends, this happened 4 years back in my life. I was going in the train and suddenly, so you got it? Friends, this happened 2 years back in my life. I met a girl at a railway station, and then, okay. Friends, this happened when I first joined my CA course. I was about to step into the room and the principal sir came. So when you say this happened, friends, you're talking about an incident from your personal life. When you're talking about a situation or an event or a memory that happened in your life. And audience always get connected, friends, if you portray it in a very effective way. So this happened is more like saying what happened to me in my life once upon a time, right? So when you talk about that such incidents, it can be a great way to start, because audience always get connected to events and memories. Friends, do you know this, that I think I also mentioned this to you last week? In your life, let's say, how old are you, friends? On an average, 18 years. Okay. Okay, some of you are 20, 21. Okay. So let's take 20 as an average. Friends, the last 20 years of your life, let me ask you this question. The last 20 years of your life, how many days do you remember? I can bet with you, friends, none of you sitting here, none of us, we don't remember every single day of our life. Agree? We don't remember every single day, isn't it? You know how many days you remember? You remember only those days where some events that are memorable happened. Agree? Life is a collection of memories. If I look back at my life in class in LKG, how many days I remember? Maybe just 2-3 days. A day, maybe when I was given the first rank in the class and people clapped and I got a badge called first class, I came home proud. Or the day when I still remember, like our teachers were teaching about, I think LKG or UKG, teachers were teaching about some leaves, and then we as a family are going in a car. That we never had a car, so I mean, getting a rented car itself is a big thing those days, right? So we went out for a trip on a rented car, and then my parents stopped in between, and there was some trees, and my brother brought some leaves and said, these are the leaves your teacher is talking about. So we collected them, put in the books, and we went back home. So now that's a memory, because I cherish, because I practically understood those leaves when I took them on the way back to trip. Okay, example, it's happened in LKG or UKG, it's still fresh in my mind because that's a memory, right? So in first standard I have few memories. Second, so if you look at it, friends, we don't have 365 days of remembrance every year. We only have such remembrance of days only when we have some memories those days. Agree, friends? Type yes or no. Yeah, either happy or sad, but we only remember memories, friends. Correct? So your entire life, even if you're 50 years of your age, if you look back at your 50 years, you remember only those days where you have some great memories or some sad memories. Why? Because memories stick to your mind. So when you talk to your audience about your memories, when you talk to your audience about incidents that impacted you or incidents that are memories for you, audience get connected to you, because memories are all we remember in our life. Right? So this happened, friends, is a great way to start. You can always go and say, this happened on the first day of my college. I walked into the class, and you can always build up from there as to what exactly happened in your life. I cannot proceed further because I don't know what happened in your life, but choose such incidents that connect aptly to the topic you're going to speak about, and you got the audience because you got their attention, right? So that's a strategy called this happened. Let's go to the next strategy, friends. One of my favorite strategies is the next one. Okay, the audience will definitely feel boring if you do not deliver it effectively, Himanshu. Okay, they will not feel boring if you portray it in an effective way. I'll tell you why. Because always personal stories are effective, my friend. If you don't know that, your personal experiences are more effective because they're fresh. If I tell you, Himanshu, if I tell you a story okay, out of a book, or a story which I heard somewhere else, there's always a possibility that you might have heard that story before, right? From through some source. Especially today, we live in a gadget world where everything is accessible everywhere. So if I tell you a story, there's a possibility you know it already, and that creates boredom. You might get bored if you already know the story and if I keep telling you that, right? But if I tell you some experience of mine, and if I do it the right way, you cannot get bored, my friend, because that is a fresh incident that you're listening for the first time, because you never heard about my life before. That always clicks, right? Of course, you're right. If you keep beating around the bush, then they get bored. But if you practice and effective deliver the incident, it always works. Agree? Thank you. Good. So let's go to the next strategy, friends. My favorite strategy, the next one. Please make note of it. A very, very powerful word that you can start with, and that word is, write down, imagine. Imagine. Beautiful word, friends. Imagine. Let me explain. Everyone, friends, look at me. Friends, right now, I just want you to imagine that you are on the stage. Just, I want everyone to participate, please. I want you to imagine right now that you are on a stage and you are speaking with power, and you have the audience there clapping for you. Friends, give me a frank answer. How many imagine it right now? Just type yes. Good. One more example. Friends, okay, now look at me again. Friends, imagine right now you are at the Goa beach. And imagine you, okay, how many imagine the Goa beach? Type yes. See, the beauty is, friends, when you use the word imagine, we as human beings, we are hardwired to imagine. Do you know that? Nice. See, the point is simple. See, when we use the word imagine, when I say imagine right now you are in a flight, we all sit in the flight automatically. Agree, friends? Type agree. When I say imagine right now you're in a flight, and we all automatically get into the flight. You know why? That's the power of imagine word, friends. We all are psychologically hardwired to imagine when someone says imagine. And no other animal can do it, but we alone can do this. Make sense? So, points 6 and 7, can you repeat? Okay. Mansi, I will be recapping the whole things, then I think I can come back to point 6 and 7, right? If you want to look at the slides, I can show you once. Okay, point number 6 is dare to be different. Point number 7 is use props. Dare to be different, use props, right? Good. Friends, imagine a beautiful way. If I say imagine, friends, right now you are sitting in the exam hall and you got the question paper and you are feeling it very, very easy. You're writing very effectively. You all can feel it, isn't it, friends? See, so that's why when you can start your speech, if you can start with this word called imagine, it works wonders, friends. Yeah. So always, okay, thank you. Okay. So always what you do, my friends, is if possible, depending on the topic you're given, if you can start and make your audience imagine something they're going to achieve by the end of this session. Okay. So imagine, friends, you know, believe me, this entire program, this public speaking, by the end of 20 weeks, if you take this program seriously, you do all the assignments they give you, you can imagine as if you're on the stage, and every time you speak, you're going to feel proud about yourself, and the audience are going to give you a clap for sure. Not just because they have to clap because speech got over, but they genuinely clap for you because they're impressed with you. Now that is possible, friends, and we all can imagine that in your mind. Why? Because our capacity to imagine is right. I have done this and the audience had smile on their faces. Very nice. Good, Radha. Good. The word imagine make the audience active and connective with the speaker. Perfect, Nathan. You're right. So you got the logic. So imagine, friends, is a great tool. You can always use it. Irrespective of what topic you speak, there is one tool which you can use definitely for sure. All right. So let's go to the 11th strategy now. 11th one is once upon a time. This is a common way you can also start. Again, it always grabs the attention of the audience because stories are powerful. Once upon a time. Please make a note of it. Once upon a time. Friends, believe me, stories trigger your imagination, irrespective of who the audience are, whether they're school students, college students, they're employees, they're professionals, they're retired persons, doesn't matter. Irrespective of the age group our audience are, people always love stories, right? So if you can start with a story, but my only request is, as I mentioned before, right? As I mentioned before, a story, there's a possibility that the audience might know your story. In that case, the audience might feel a little bored if they already know the story, right? So avoid using stories which are very common and everyone knows. Okay, so try to be more creative and telling your stories. You know, I think you know this story, friends, the hare and tortoise. Have you seen the other versions of the story? If yes, type yes. They created the better versions of the hare and the tortoise. Right. For example, we all know the hare and the tortoise story, right? The story, actually, there's a video. I'll try and see if I can show you that video next week for you. I'll get the video for you next week. So there's a story where the hare and tortoise, they go, we know the initial story. The hare runs fast, it sleeps, and the tortoise doesn't stop. It slow and steady wins the race. So it crosses the hare and gets to the finish line fast, right? So the model of the story is the slow and steady wins the race. But that's the story we all brought up with, right? But then they created new versions to that story. The second version says that the second time the hare understands, had the hare not slept, if it did not sleep, it could have easily won the tortoise. So the second time it says, let's do the race again. And this time tortoise agrees and they start. But this time the hare doesn't sleep. It just runs till it reaches the finish line. Okay. And so the hare wins the tortoise miles apart. Now the moral of the story, second story is, slow and steady wins the race, of course, but if you're fast and consistent, you can win the race too. Okay, that's the second model. But the story doesn't end there, friends. By this time, the tortoise understands that it can never beat the hare in the road in the road they're going through. So the tortoise comes with a plan. It says, let's have one more race, but this time the tortoise says we'll have a different route. Okay, different road to go for the race. The hare agrees. So they both start and the hare runs fast. It decides to keep the commitment of being fast and consistent. So it doesn't sleep. It keeps running and running. But then as it goes to a middle, it finds a river in between there. So there's a river. So outside, opposite of the river is a finish post. So the hare can't swim. So it just stops there. The tortoise slowly comes. Slow and steady wins the race. So it comes slowly. And when the river comes, it swims through the river. It goes to the other side and finishes fast, right? So there, the motto of the story says that slow and steady wins the race, fast and consistent also wins the race. But if you know your capabilities, your core competencies, and if you can work in that area, even you can win, even if you're slow and steady, is the third model. And then comes the last model, and the story doesn't end there, friends. One more finishing part to it is, by this time, the tortoise and the hare will become good friends. So they decide this time, let's have the race, but we'll do it like a team. So the fourth race, what happens? The moment it says start, the hare takes the tortoise on its back. It runs very fast. They reach the river. And there, the tortoise takes the hare on its back, and then they cross the river. And again, the hare takes the tortoise and they run to the finish line. And they both finish it in extreme speed. The moral of the story is, teamwork makes a dream work. Right? So everybody have their own core competencies. And if we all can come together and work together, we can accomplish bigger goals in life. Now that's the moral of the story. Enjoyed the story? Type yes. So friends, I'll try and get the video next week, but the point here is simple. So when you tell a story, for a majority of students who are watching this session, for majority of you, maybe you're hearing it for the first time, the other episodes of the story, right? But I know some of you must have also seen this video or maybe have heard this story. So the point is simple. If we can ensure a majority of audience don't know that story, we prefer such stories. Okay, so once upon a time is another great way, because stories hook audience, friends. They trigger their imagination. All this audience, irrespective of the age, they'll become children if you tell your story effectively, right? So let's go to the last strategy, the 12th one. The last one is basically not a strategy. It's called no nonsense straight talk. Please make a note of it. The last method is called no nonsense straight talk. Okay. Now, what is this no nonsense straight talk? Friends, all these 11 we mentioned so far, all these 11, you can always use a combination of them, and any one of them, believe me, all the 11 have been time tested. Any one of them can work like magic. If you can use a combo, nothing like it. You can grab the attention of audience. But the last strategy, the number 12, says no nonsense straight talk. This strategy actually says not to use the 11. Okay, I repeat. The last strategy basically says, please don't use any of the first 11 in the following scenario. Now, what is the scenario? Sometimes it so happens that you go to speak on the stage. Let's say you're given 1 hour slot, but for some reason, your slot is eaten by somebody else, which means suppose I go to speak for an organization and they invite a chief guest, right? Let's say, for example, 11 to 12, the chief guest has to come and do his speech, and then 12 to 1 is my slot, and 1 o'clock we just, we break for lunch, right? So 11 to 12, chief guest, 12 to 1, my speech, 1 o'clock we break for lunch. That is what we thought of. But you know what happens sometimes. So I went to the organization, the chief guest did not come till 10:30. Okay, so sorry, he didn't come till 11:30. So 11:30 he took the mic and he spoke till 12:30. And so 12:30 I took the mic. I only have half an hour left now. Just because the chief guest came late, I cannot extend my slot, because if I do it from 12:30 to 1:30, because 1 o'clock is a lunch break, after 1, the audience will start looking at the clocks because they feel hungry. And that way, they will actually have a negative impression on you than a positive one, because you are eating their lunchtime. In such scenarios, what you can do, my friends, is you can do no nonsense straight talk. At 12:30, if I'm given the mic and 1 o'clock, I'm supposed to close it, I cannot start doing all the 11 things I mentioned so far. I can't start involving them now. I can't start doing some props and doing something different. All that may not be practically possible. So in such scenarios, when your time is limited because of various external factors, what you do, my friends, remember, you'll go straight to the points. You'll straight go and say, tuck, 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 tuck. Do you do all the points one after the other? And you will speak 20% faster. Right? You'll speak 20% faster than your normal pace, and audience clearly understand why you do it. They respect you for that because they know you're valuing their time, and they also pay better focus because you're speaking faster. Imagine this way, friends. Let's say you're going in your car, you're going in your bike. Okay. Imagine. Okay. Right. So imagine that you are going on the road, you're going in your car, or you're going in your bike. Right. And right. Yeah, correct. Thank you. So imagine you're going in your car, in your bike on the road, and imagine suddenly one fellow, zoom, he goes in front of you and he starts speaking faster than you. Right? So what you do, my friends, is you go
Dear students and members, there might be some problem with the technical problem with the speaker's internet connection. Kindly bear with us. We'll be back within 2 minutes. హలో ఇంటర్నెట్ ఇష్యూ అండి. ఇంటర్నెట్ ఇష్యూ అండి. ఓకే, నో ఇష్యూ.
Sir, I mean, you can give me the co-host, sir.
Yeah, 1 second.
Sure.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Okay, friends, sorry for the inconvenience. Right, so friends, as I was talking, so when one biker goes very fast, all eyes are on the biker. Agree, friends? Type yes or no. Why? Because when you go at a pace which is not normal, you automatically grab attention. So that's exactly what you will do when you are on the stage. When you have less time left, when you speak 20% faster, you can grab their attention better. They'll be more keen listening to every word you say because you're going at a faster pace, and they respect you because there is a reason why you go at a faster pace. Just because going fast grabs attention, you can't do it every time. Because when you have plenty of time to deliver your speech, and if you go very fast, the audience might feel, why is he hurrying up like that? But when there's a specific reason and logic behind it that supports, which says, because you have limited time, you're taking it at a faster level, audience understand the logic. They respect you for going fast. They respect you for valuing their time. And they also pay more attention because you're going at a faster pace. Right? And this is called no nonsense straight talk. You'll apply this strategy only when your time is eaten up because of some other factors. Understood? Type yes. There is some question I missed. 1 second. Sometimes they more than the required 20% speed and henceforth making not understandable. Yes, you're right. Okay, Radha, you're right. So that is why I said only 20% faster. Don't take it at very fast pace. Yeah. So when I say 20% speed, I mean 20% speed. Don't take it at a very fast pace, because that way, when you go at a very fast pace, there's always a possibility you chew your sentences, you don't deliver with clarity, and the audience will get disconnected, right? So number 12, repeat please. Very simple, sir. Okay, so when there's a situation where you went on the stage to speak, you are actually allotted 1 hour time to speak, example, and you prepared effectively for 1 hour. But because of some extenuating situations, your time is limited now to not 1 hour, for only 40 minutes or half an hour, right? And you know it pretty well that if you have only half an hour time with you, okay, I have an idea to improve our speaking skills further. If interested, we can take this forward. Right. If do we need to cut the speech with limited to key points? Yes. If I have only half an hour time, then what I'll do is, if I want to give you 10 points, I know I cannot cover 10 points in the limited time of half an hour. I need 1 hour for that. So what I'll do is I'll make the 10 points maybe into 6 points. Right. So out of 10, I'll take the most important 6 points. Then what I'll do is I'll not do much delay in the introduction part. What I'll do is I'll straight go to the main core points. I'll deliver them effectively, and I'll do it with 20% faster speed. So the advantage is the audience will be more glued to you, they respect you, and they listen with attention. And that's the strategy you use. It's called no nonsense straight talk. Remember this strategy, because there will be occasions in your life when your time will be shortened. Okay, If you expect what, if they give you 1 hour, and there's always a possibility sometimes that the time might shrink. In that case, this strategy works. Yes. Okay, good. Okay, you Krishna, you asked me to show you all the slides. Do you mean the introduction slides? Right from the beginning, sir? Sir, in that case, Krishna, I would recommend that you go to the YouTube and check, because the first 2 days, 3 days program was in the YouTube. Every slide is available there. Right, Krishna? Good. Okay. So let's quickly sum it up, friends. Let's summarize the 12 strategies we learned so far quickly. Look at the slide, everyone. We learned a dozen great ways to start now. So now in the whole package of doing your public speaking, you now know, friends, you know the king phase already, how to come on the stage even before you speak, how to look confident and make audience like you. You also know now how to start with the bang. Now, how to start with the bang, I taught you 12 methods now. The first one is involve your audience. Number 2, talk about the need or problem they have and then take it forward. Number 3, kill them if possible, but be careful. Number 4, reputed people can always be a good aid to start with. Number 5, oh my God, is a shock to them. It grabs their attention. Number 6, if possible, if you have any specific skill in you, dare to be different. Number 7, use props appropriately that suits the topic, because props can grab attention. Number 8, the common point. Commonality, common points, it's good for rapport building. Grab attention with the psychological fact that people love common points. The next one, this happened, right? This happened yesterday, this happened 1 week back, this happened 1 month back, this happened in my life when I was in class 8. Anything about your personal story where you can connect the audience with some memory of yours, it will be a great start. The next one is imagine, is a very powerful word. Imagine you are going to the moon, and you can imagine that, right? So anything imagine, you can imagine. Once upon a time, stories hold audience. Audience love stories irrespective of their age, so you can always use good stories in your introduction. And last but not the least, if time is shrunk, you can start with no nonsense, straight talk. And that's how, friends, introduction happens. I is involved, N is need, T is tickle, R reputed, O, oh my God, D different, U use prop, C common, T this happened, I imagine, O once upon a time, N no nonsense talk. And that's how introduction word happens. Yeah. Make a note of it. Introduction. What if we are about to complete and left with, say, 15 minutes? So what we can do in this last 15 minutes. Nayan Gupta, if you're talking about your speech is over, you have 15 more minutes time with you. Are you talking about that? Okay, you are given 1 hour time. You spoke for 45 minutes and you're done with the speech. 50 minutes left, is it? Okay, sounds nice. Okay, Nayan, right now we are still in the introduction phase. We'll come to the core and the ending. Once the whole thing is done, please ask me the same question again. Okay, Nayan? What are the reasons for uneven pitch of sound? What do you mean, Sachin? What do you mean by uneven pitch of sound? Are you experiencing it right now, Sachin? 1 second. I need to mute everyone. Sachin, it's fine now? Friends, I request everyone to please keep your phones in mute, please. Everyone, please mute yourself. Okay, Krishna, can these methods be used by school or college students while giving some speech in the institution? Absolutely, yes, my friend. Now, which to use is completely up to you, depends on the topic and the audience, but definitely you can use them. It's not just one, you can use a combination of them, right? Whether your audience are equal, either the above level or even below level, doesn't matter. For all the kinds of audience, you can pick up any of these 12. Depending on the topic, you can think wisely and create a combo and then just use it, right? And also, friends, I would recommend you to do this whenever you get time. Try to go to YouTube and look at some great speeches, okay? Look at some great speeches of world-class speakers, and you'll be surprised to see these 12, most of them use. If not all at a time, they use one or the other every time they speak, because these really catch the attention of audience, right? So here's a bonus tip for today, by the way. Now, any questions on this 12 now? You can ask me questions if you have in the introduction phase, because I repeat again, if you get the audience in this phase, you got them, friends. We are in a very formal meeting and this can be done during a formal meeting. Absolutely, yes, Sai. Okay, I'll tell you how you can use it. Just give me an example of the topic and the audience. Sai, you said it's a formal meeting. What are you addressing about? Okay, props with an example, Navya. Okay, props is very simple. Props are anything that you can carry with your hand like this. Okay, any accessory, any tool that you can carry with you. For example, let's say you are talking about a topic called stress management. Example, right? Maybe you can take a bucket full of stress balls. You know, stress balls, yellow color balls, smiley balls, right? So you can carry a bucket of stress balls. You can go on the stage, just drop them all on the floor, or you can just throw them to the audience, some of them, and ask them to catch them and tell them this is a now that's okay. Himanshu, oh my god, point. Okay. Okay, Toastmaster and TED Talk speeches can be listened. Yes, Rajesh, we can. TED Talks are good. Toastmaster talks are good. But my suggestion to you is look at the top speakers of the planet also. Like look at Les Brown, Anthony Robbins, Zig Ziglar, Earl Nightingale, Patricia Fripp, Jim Rohn, Brian Tracy, Nick Vujicic, Robin Sharma. Such people I'm talking about. Okay. Mehta, any example of above audience proving or point on a topic? Any example for above audience proving or point on a topic? Okay, see, one second. Let me come back to Sai first. Sai Ashrita, you said, like, suppose the MUN. What is MUN? I'm not sure what MUN is. Yeah, names of the great speakers. I'll write it in the chat box here. You can make a note of it. Les Brown, Anthony Robbins. You can make a note of them. Zig Ziglar, Earl Nightingale, Patricia Fripp, Jim Rohn, Brian Tracy, Nick Vujicic, Robin Sharma, model and conference. Sai Ashuta, I'm extremely sorry. I don't know what it means. Can you kindly give me more information about it? What is tickle? Tickle is making them laugh. Tickling, you know, tickling? Right. Right, Nayan. Robin Sharma and Brian Tracy, if you have listened to them a lot, if you observe them, okay, this time when you look at those videos, observe as to how they're starting the speech. Look at the way they start that, and look at the way they try to grab the attention of audience. And when I say look at those videos, don't look at the video where they're just talking to you. Okay, I'm not talking about a video where they come before the YouTube and then they speak, not those videos. Go to their live audience sessions. Okay, look at those speakers when they speak to live audience, and then you realize how they start their speeches. Okay, fine. All right, so friends, here's now we learned 12 methods. I want to give you one bonus technique. Okay, introduction. Okay, making a point on a topic in a closed group above audience. Fine. So you're talking about, let's say, for example, you're talking to the CEOs of a company, okay, or you're talking to the top management of a company, and you're trying to make a point on a topic, right? So which one should you use? Purely depends upon the topic you're speaking that day, my friend. Okay, let's say if you're talking about a topic called stress management to them, example, okay, then you can always use a strategy called imagine. Okay, friends, imagine, friends, you okay, one second, Himanshu. Okay, so you can always say, friends, imagine 4 years from now you have abundance of wealth and also family bonding and work-life balance together. How would it feel to you? Imagine you are excelling in your profession but still you're completely stress free. How does it sound to you like? So example, right? So you can always use the word imagine, or you can use the strategy called reputed people. You can always start with WHO, because you're talking about stress management. You can always say, according to World Health Organization, do you know? And then you can take it from there. So you can use reputed people, or you can talk about, or you can use need a problem, right? You can always say, how many of you here wanted to reduce your stress levels by 20% in just 1 hour? Example. So you can always talk about the problem they're facing or the need they wanted. So did you understand, Mehta? So even if they're above audience to you, you can always make your point effectively by using any of these 12. And I strongly recommend everyone to use a combination. Combination is more powerful. I repeat, remember, friends, I told you that when you go on the stage, respect happens by default. They think you're superior in some way or the other. That's why they give their time to you to listen to you. So don't worry, even if they're above audience, you make your point, do it with confidence, and use these strategies. They work like magic. Can you please explain, oh my God point, please? Himanshu, I gave an example last week about a doctor. Remember, were you there last week, Himanshu, when I talked about the doctor example? Yes, so right, you got the logic, right? So what is oh my God strategy is basically if you make some statement which is shocking, okay? So that shock statement can always grab the attention faster. Okay, yeah. Now, friends, let's move on. Now that we learned 12 great ways to start our introduction, I'm going to give you one bonus strategy, and that's called ABC. Please make a note of it. One extra strategy. By the way, friends, these 12 strategies, when you do them, you got to decide every time you want to talk. Please decide as to which one do I want to apply. Put it on paper. Always think on paper. That gives more clarity. Okay, but please make sure whether you use one or combination of them, please don't let your introduction be more than 4 to 5 lines. Even if you write your introduction, please don't let it turn into pages together. Introduction should be in a cute, sweet 4 to 5 lines. You should be able to make your write your introduction, right? And elaborating the use props point. So props means basically tools that you can carry with you on the stage. For example, if your topic today is let's say memory power, okay, what if you go on the stage, you carry a skull, literally a skull or a brain, okay, a brain model. Imagine a brain model, you carry it like this on the stage and you go and you show the brain to them. It grabs attention, doesn't it? Instead of you going normally, if you can carry that prop with you, they'll be pay more attention because they want to know what it is. Human beings by default are curious. If you can fuel that curiosity, you grab their attention. So props is something like that. Okay, okay, good. So your start shouldn't be more than 4 to 5 lines, my friends. Remember that. And also remember that when you want to bring change in the people, you can bring the change in them only when you get their attention. Remember that point. Make a note of it if you want to. If you want to go on a stage and if you want to impact your audience with some topic, you can create that change, you can create that impact on the audience only when you gain their attention. And that is why we're learning so many strategies how to grab their attention, my friends. Now let's go further. Okay. Okay, one second, friends. I need to give clarity here. When I say write your introduction, I don't mean write word to word. Please don't get into this habit of writing your speech, friends. I repeat, please don't do the mistake of writing your speech. Always write the key ideas on the paper. Don't write the speech word to word. I'll tell you why you should never write a speech unless you're reading it. Okay, if you're reading your speech, good, write it. But reading is not what we're learning here about. We're trying to speak with power so that we don't need a paper when we speak there, right? So if you want to speak with power, if you don't want to read your speech, then what you should do is don't write speech word to word, friends. I'll tell you why you should not do this. What happens is when you write your speech, you'll have time. You write the sentence, you read it again, you feel something is not good, so you adjust it again, you read it again, so you write it, you read it, you reframe it, you make it better and better and better. Maybe you show it to someone, they give some corrections, you show it to somebody else and make some corrections. So after a lot of effort, the final version comes out. When you put so much of effort into writing a speech like that, your mind says, after all that effort, I want to exactly use the same phrases, isn't it? Because you put so much of effort into writing every word, you wanted now when you go on the stage to speak exactly the same speech because that's a polished one. Now, if you're trying to do that, you're literally mugging up and vomiting it on the stage, isn't it? When you mug up, you know that's not a great strategy. Do you agree, friends? So don't write the entire speech. When I say write down your introduction, write only the key ideas that you want to deliver during the introduction. Okay, good. So now here's a bonus strategy for introduction for you, and I call it the ABC. You can also start your session with ABC. Please make a note of it. The bonus strategy, which many world-class speakers use again, is called the ABC strategy, a very powerful strategy called ABC. Now, what is ABC? Let's go one by one. ABC together is one strategy, friends. Okay, ABC together is one single strategy where A stands for write down authority. When you how else can you start your speech? When you go on the stage, you can follow ABC strategy for introduction. A stands for authority. Audience, if they know why you are eligible to speak on the topic, they will become more open-minded. If you prove your authority, how did you earn the right to speak there on the topic? What potential or what authority, what experience, what research did you do so that you have the authority to speak on the topic? If you can give clarity to the audience about that, they will be more receptive to your speech. Okay, sometimes we're all prepared and confident before going on the stage, but as we step on front of the mic, we start shaking and our mind goes blank. What should we do at such situations? Good question, Krishna. Now that we'll discuss when we talk about overcoming stage fear. This is a separate module for that. We'll talk about that. But please understand, Krishna, that happens for everyone. Right, at least a majority of us, it happens. Even for the best speakers, now that initial butterflies in the stomach is a common phenomenon. We'll talk about that, Krishna, later. So let's first understand ABC concept here. So first step, friends, prove your authority. See, when you go on the stage to speak, there are two possibilities. First possibility is maybe somebody else announces about you, someone else introduces you, and then you come on the stage, right? Or option two, you go straight and you start delivering and you start introducing yourself, right? Let's look at the first option now. If someone else is introducing you, please make sure in the introduction you add, in the paper you give to them, please add your authority on the topic. I've been training people for the last 20 years now, conducting inspiring seminars and workshops in schools and colleges and corporates and for the top management. Vizag, Vijayawada, Hyderabad, Mumbai, Chennai, Cochin, Bangalore, Bhubaneswar, Coimbatore are the cities where I conducted seminars across for the last 20 years now. Example, right? So this is an authority I have in speaking to students. Example. I have this Guinness World Record attempt in training the highest number of teenagers in this country. Example. So these things, friends, add to my authority as to why I can deliver a speech to students on a particular topic. Or I've been researching on a topic called subconscious mind for the last 12 years now. Example, the last 12 years I've been diving deep into a topic called subconscious mind, and I made a program called Miracle. So I have the authority to speak on the topic because I've been doing it for the last 12 years now. So what authority do you have to talk on that topic? You don't need to have years of experience. That's if you're a beginner, you may not have years of experience, but at least talk about the research you've done on the topic. Talk about the homework you did on the topic. Talk about the references you looked into before talking on the topic. Authority makes people believe that you are capable, and they become more open-minded and receptive to you. If someone is introducing you, make sure they read about you, and they also read about the authority you have on the topic that they're going to talk to you. If you have to do that in the introduction, you can always talk about your authority. This is not trumpet blowing. Remember trumpet blowing? We don't do trumpet blowing there. We only talk about the authority we have in talking that topic. Okay, I just answered your question, Gangaraju, right? Okay, could you explain authority again? Very, yeah, simple, friends. When you go on the stage, another great way of starting is first let them know what authority do you have in talking about the topic. Why should they listen to you? What right do you have to talk on the topic? Maybe because you did a lot of research on that. Maybe you spent hours together reading great books on. Maybe you referred top 10 books on the topic. Maybe you met the best people across who have authority on topic, and you gain points from them. Or you had experience in dealing that topic. What authority do you have? If you can let them know in a sentence or two, if you can let them know that you have that authority, audience feel like, okay, this person is valuable. Maybe I can learn something from him. Now that feeling, authority is to be conveyed by whom? The speaker himself? That's a good question, Radha. As I told you, if somebody else is introducing you, even before you come on the stage, if someone says, today we have Radha here talking about this topic, but let me first introduce about her, and they speak something about you, then the introduction happens. There you can add this authority in the introduction itself. That person will read it for you. If such option is not there, then you, in a sentence or two, will inform the audience what authority you have on the topic, right? Let me give to make it more clear, let's talk about a case study, friends. Okay, everyone look at the slide. I'll give you a case study example. Look at this person on the slide, Mr. Alex. Okay, Pooja, how do you tackle audience who doesn't favor you? Good question, Pooja. There'll be a topic called need to know your audience. Going forward, we have a separate lesson called need to know your audience. We'll discuss about it in that topic, right? Thank you, Pooja. Okay, let's look at this case study, friends. There's a man called Mr. Alex. Can you all see him? Type yes. Can you see the slide? Right. Okay, friends. Someone asked me, how can you honor yourself? It's not honoring, my friend. It's just telling people that what you have done on the topic, right? I read for 12 years non-stop. I attended seminars non-stop. I read books non-stop. I attended a lot of online courses on a topic called subconscious mind, and I gained enough information, and I built a concept called Miracle. And I want to deliver some of the best lessons from that topic, is what I'm telling you, right? I'm not saying I'm only the best on this topic. No, I'm just sharing with my audience that this is what I've done on this topic. I gained a lot of knowledge on this, and I'm trying to share it with you because I think it will help you. Correct? Okay. Anyways, look at Mr. Alex here. This is a real life story, friends, about Mr. Alex. It's a real life story. This is a story where Mr. Alex, he was in his mid-30s when he went into deep depression. Mid-30s, a guy at mid-30s, he went into deep depression. Why? Two tragedies happened in his family. One, his dear grandma died. Okay, his dear grandmother, she died, and at the same time his mother was diagnosed with cancer. His mother got cancer, and after 2 months even his mother died. So two blows on his face. Very dear people to him, both his mother and grandmother died within a span of 2 months. And to make things more worse, in the midst of all this tragedy, he was going through a divorce. Right? So Alex was thrown off track. So he's like totally down, depressed, lost his mother, lost his grandmother, his wife, and he got divorced. And so he felt life threw him off track. So he didn't know what to do, lost all hope, and he felt depressed and stressed out. So he slowly got into drugs. He got into drug abuse and alcohol. And for months together, he was totally a drug addict. He was drinking alcohol, and he's really down, off track, completely off track in life. After a few months that passed by like that, he felt someday he got up and thought, this is not how my life should be. I should not live like this. I want to become better again. So out of desperation, he learned a great strategy called NLP. People who don't know, NLP means, NLP stands for Neuro Linguistic Programming. One of the biggest transformational sciences of psychology is NLP. If anyone wants to learn NLP, you can contact me. I have my signature program called NLP, Neuro Linguistic Programming. What it basically talks about is neuro linguistic programming. Neuro is your neurons, your nervous system, your brain. Neuro. Linguistic is your language programming. So basically that science teaches you how you, knowingly or unknowingly, with your language, you program your mind, and how that decides your life. Right? So if you want to change your life, you have to change your inner conversation. You have to change your internal conversation. You got to be more stronger and powerful from inside. That's called mastering the inner game. Right? That's the name of the topic of my signature program. I call it the mastering the inner game. So where I'll be teaching you NLP strategies, friends. So this man, Mr. Alex, he got the concept of NLP. So he learned NLP out of desperation. He wanted to come back on track in life, right? So he learned neuro-linguistic programming, and after a few more months, he finally used those strategies and he got back in life. And when he was learning NLP, friends, he realized one important fact. The fact is, most people, we die mentally first, and only then we die physically. Do you know this, friends? Most people, we initially die mentally, then we die physically. What I mean is, his mother, who's diagnosed with cancer, actually his mother is a very brave woman. She's very, very brave. She's an active socialistic woman. But when she learned she got cancer, she lost all hope. She became so scared. She almost died mentally first, only then she died physically. And that Mr. Alex couldn't take it. He understood when he learned NLP that most people, they die mentally first and then they die physically. He doesn't want it to happen to anyone. He knows the pain of losing his mother. So what he did, my friends, after coming back on track, he formed a small team. He formed a small team and he built some great strategies on NLP to help people, especially people suffering from cancer, because he doesn't want anybody else to lose life like his mother. He understood. So what he did was, while doctors were busy treating patients physically with cancer, he went from hospital to hospital and he started training patients, helping patients to be motivated, and he started helping them with NLP strategies to become mentally strong for those cancer patients, right? And to cut the long story short, today, Mr. Alex, do you know that he is a full-time professional NLP master practitioner? And the best part, 2 years back, he was awarded International Cancer Relief Trainer Award by WHO. Can you all clap for him, please? He's been awarded by World Health Organization as the International Cancer Relief Trainer, right? Good. So, authority, friends, right? This man who's into total drug abuse, into alcohol, who threw his life away, today has authority to speak on this topic. Why? Because you know why now. So irrespective of who you are, you can always gain authority on a topic if you have passion to speak on the topic, right? Okay, we all know we are going to die, but still though, when we hear that we have cancer or something, when we're going to die, we all break down. Why? Okay, why, Arjit, is very simple, because we have never mastered a concept called building a strong mindset, right? Yeah, so correct, showcasing the achievement can be, yeah, one way, great way of showing your authority, right? So Arjit, if you want, why most people break down, because we were never taught in schools and colleges how to have a strong mindset. We call it SMS. SMS is not the SMS you send, and SMS today is, I think, social distancing, mask, and okay, so not that. SMS here is strong mindset. Okay, If you can learn the lessons, my friend, of building a strong mindset, that's what NLP will do for you, by the way. It helps you to build a very strong mindset, because life, my friends, is a roller coaster. Agree? Life is a roller coaster. Ups and downs do happen. But you know the difference between people who get successful and people who don't get successful? The difference is people who get successful don't stay there for a long time. Even they go down, their graph goes down, but they don't stay there for a long time. They know how to bounce back. And we call it comeback power. If you can build in you the comeback power, when life throws you off, you can get back faster on. No. NLP is a great psychological branch that helps people to live life and make their dreams come true. It's like a success coach concept. It can be used for any area of your life. Cancer is one area which Alex chose. Yeah, NLP, any person can learn. Actually, I strongly feel that NLP should be a part of school curriculum or college curriculum. It's that important. Anyways, so did you understand authority, friends? Real name of him, Shailesh Agrawal. Nice that you asked me this question. I cannot reveal the real name because he is one of my friends. So, and he suggested me not to disclose his name. Okay, but the story is real. His story is real, but the name is not. I don't know how you found out. Okay, anyways, so friends, NLP can be used by anyone if they want to become better in life. It's a neuro-linguistic programming. If you want to know how to use your brain more effectively, how to use your mind more powerfully to achieve your dreams and targets, anybody can learn NLP, friends. If you're genuinely interested, I want you to go to Google and search for NLP and read some great books on NLP. It will be immensely helpful for you. Read books on NLP. A lot of books are available out there. Okay. So friends, by the way, we're learning ABC today. ABC strategy. A is first, let the audience know the authority you have to speak on the topic. Either you can say it or the person who introduces you can say it. Okay. We don't stop there. After A is B. Now in the introduction itself, once your authority is proven, then always try to build excitement. Please write down. B stands for build excitement. Okay, see, Alex story, how is related to authority? Alex, friends, despite being off track, he learned NLP strategies. He learned for months together. He practiced it on himself. He can see a huge shift in his life. He made strategies and he started training cancer patients. He helps a lot of cancer patients to build their confidence and willpower. And he's got authority now. If he wants to come and speak to any hospital on cancer, he's got authority. He's got experience. He's got an award from WHO. He's got authority to speak on the topic. Agree? So it's an example of how he gained authority to speak on the topic. Right. Number two, friends, B stands for build excitement. Once the audience know that you have the authority, it's time now, friends, in the introduction itself, try to build the excitement. You need to let the audience know why are you excited to speak on this topic. You need to really tell the audience, friends, why are you so excited to talk on this topic that day. Right now, if you are not excited, you're not going to do great job there, right? So, but if you are excited to speak on a specific topic to the audience, now that excitement comes when you build your core effectively. We'll talk about core anyways. When you build your core content so effectively, when you know you have deliverables with you, when you know what you say can impact them positively, you get excited, isn't it? If you can transfer the excitement, okay, you got to tell the audience that I'm so excited to talk about this topic because. And if you can share your excitement with them, excitement is contagious. It's transferable, right? So you can create the same excitement in them, and that's how you hook them to you, friends. So now that they know that you have the authority, you got to build the excitement. For example, let's say there's a man who's 35 years of age or 40 years of age, and he goes before students and says, friends, 2 years back, I was very forgettable. Okay, I used to forget my car keys. I used to forget everything. Out of desperation, last year I learned one strategy, and from that day my life transformed. everything. Now I remember everything. Okay, I know exactly what to do. I know even the biggest of documents of my office, I remember them with crystal clarity, because I learned one powerful strategy about improving memory power. Had I known this when I'm of your age, all of your college students here, if I knew this strategy when I was in my college like you, I would have made miracles with my life. But I am 35 or 40 or 45 now. So I'm so excited because I want to teach you the strategy, because what I missed in my life, you can gain from it. So will you be interested? Yes or no? Type your answer, please. Right. So the point is, he's excited because he knows something, and he knows that what I know can help you. So I'm excited, and that excitement he's transferring it to people. So that, if you can do in the introduction part, again, you got the audience. How to be confident, we'll talk about it. We'll talk in the future, right? Yeah, we'll talk about it. Right. So friends, for example, you know, just to let you know that, because most people don't know me, friends, do you know that when I started my speaking career, the first 6 years was living hell for me. Livinghell.com. Seriously, the first 6 years, I'm a total failure. I never thought in my wildest dreams that I'm going to speak like this to people. I never thought that I would become a professional speaker all my life. Far from it. I was a total failure for 6 years, friends. This happens, right? In class 10th class, our voice breaks, right? We get this male voice, right? But somehow it didn't happen to me, friends. Um, I'm 38 now. Okay, I'm 38 till 30, till my age was 30. My voice was like this. Seriously, friends, this is my voice. Just think of this. For a professional speaker, the minimum requirement is voice. Agree? Forget everything else. The minimum, yeah. Yeah, why did you find exciting in public speaking? That's what I'm trying to say. Somebody else also asked, some people asked me on my WhatsApp this week as to why I took this profession. So I thought I'll let you know. I'll also tell you why I'm so excited to teach you this concept on Speak with Power. So my voice was like this, friends. I used to pick up a call and say hello, and they say, madam, give it to Satish. And so it was like that. Okay, the minimum requirement you need for a speaker is to have a good voice. I never had it. I went on the stage, I said hi, and everyone laughed at me, including the principal of the school. They just laugh at me. There are many days I just was like literally crying on the stage. Seriously, so many embarrassing days. When I used to speak, the people from students on the back used to pull my legs so badly. They used to say, hey, is it done yet? They used to just imitate my voice and used to pull my legs so badly. There are many occasions, friends, when I stood there on the stage 10 minutes and I got stuck. So embarrassing, I couldn't go forward because people are laughing at me. And so my pillow knows how much I cried. But I had this, this gut feeling. I used to say, if people are laughing at me, I want to make sure they do the applause for me. So I used to practice my content so thoroughly. Days and nights I used to cook the right contents. I used to read books. I used to build the content. I used to practice and practice and practice, right? So I decided here that when I go on the stage, people will laugh, and I'm okay with that. I decided I'm okay with that. So, but what I realized is, if I kept talking, because the content is good, as I proceeded, people used to get glued to the content. And once they like the content, voice no longer mattered to them, right? So I decided when I go on the stage, I say hi, and the people laugh at me. It's normal. So I kept on, and then I delivered the content effectively, and then I got the audience, and slowly my audience got increased, and this is where I'm today. So today, friends, believe me, this topic called Speak with Power. Okay, the king phase, introduction phase, core, content, and ending. This entire thing which I'm trying to teach you now, I know what I have in store for you in the next coming weeks. If this content which I'm delivering you, if someone helped me 20 years back, believe me, my life would be completely different level. Different level. Why? Because I never knew these strategies. I learned it the hard way. I really learned it the hard way. The first 6 years, that's why I'm a total failure. So my goal is, I want to help people out, people who are passionate like me, to speak effectively before people. I want to help them with the right strategies. I'm so excited to do these sessions, not just because I'm paid for this program. Of course, money is important, but more than the money, I'm passionate to do this program because I'm excited, because I know these strategies work like magic for you. If you just take this program seriously, do the homework sincerely, I know in common hours, you're going to go on the stage and speak with power, right? So when I'm so excited to deliver you something, and I let you know that excitement, audience will get connected. Make sense? But there's one last question the audience need. Two things they understood. A, B, C, right? A, we finished A, B. A, they understood you have the authority. B, they understood why you're so excited. Right, exactly. I use this happen strategy. Very nice. Good. So that, so A, they understood I have the authority. B, they understood that we have the excitement to talk on this topic. But this one last question, the audience need to be answered. Okay, in A, B, C, let's go to C now. Once they know you have the authority, once they know that you are excited and they understand your excitement, with this one last question, they need to be answered. And that question is WIFM, WIIFM. Can anybody type what WIFM stands for? Can anyone type what WIIFM stands for? Nobody knows it? Please write down, what's in it for me? What's, W is what's in it for me? Please write down. What's in it for me? Now that's the question, friends. Everybody looks for that. What's in it for me? Now that's a question all the audience always have at the back of their mind. When you come here every Sunday, 11 to 1, when you're having sessions here, why do you think you're coming here? You know why? Because you have a question answered at the back of your mind. The question is, if I attend this session, what's in it for me? Is the question you have at the back of the mind. The answer you have is, if I attend these sessions, I build my public speaking skill. That is why you are here, right? So for any time the audience sit and watch you, they always ask this question, what's in for me? Okay, so they understand, okay, fine, you got authority, good, and you're excited, very good, but what's in it for me? If I attend your session, what do I gain? Though they don't ask you that question, they have that question at the back of the mind. So in the introduction itself, if you can give an answer to that question, now then you can do the C, which is called, you can create eagerness. Please write down. C stands for create eagerness. Right? So friends, once you prove your authority, once you show them why you're excited, the last step in the introduction you got to do is you got to create eagerness in them as to what happens by attending this session. And it's simply put, creating eagerness is nothing but taking them from A to B. Remember, the second objective of an introduction is to take them from A to B. So that happens with creating eagerness. So by using authority, look at the ABC now. Look at me, friends. A, B, C, authority and building excitement. A, B, right? A and B will grab their attention. You have the authority, good. You're excited, very good. You grab their attention with them. And then you take them from A to B by answering the question, what's in for me? And you create eagerness. Did you understand? Type yes. Good. So, for example, to continue the same example, I told you I had the authority to speak on this topic. I also told you why I'm excited to talk about this topic. And the last point I will say is, friends, and so from my experience, from my hard way of learning things, I realized that there are 4 lessons to learn, and in this program, I'll teach you these 4 lessons so you can learn to be a public speaker faster. When I say that, it will create eagerness because they know there are 4 lessons to learn to just become public speaker. So people who are interested to become public speakers, it creates eagerness for them. Got it? Fantastic. So that's ABC strategy. Clear? So you can use those 12. You can use the combo of those 12. You can use ABC. Yeah, taking them from A to B is creating eagerness. Exactly. Okay, very, very nice, friends. So these 12 strategies, using the combination of them or using ABC, you can apply any of the strategies, but please make sure that you will not do the mistake of starting your introduction. Remember the mistake 7 strategies? Instead of using them, these are more powerful. So isn't addressing the need for the problem? Yes. I mean, yeah, of course, yes. See, if you're saying, okay, Radha, let me explain. If you're saying, how many of you want to reduce your gadget time? Put your hands up. If I say that question, okay, I'm addressing the need or the problem you have, right? If I say, how many of you want to reduce your gadget time, or how many of you want to clear your CA exam this November with less stress, example, okay? So that is, I'm talking about a need or a problem you have, right? So I got your attention. And then if I say, today we'll learn 4 simple ways of how to do that, now that's A to B. Okay, if I'm talking clearly about what I'll be doing today with you to help you reach there, now that's talking about A to B. Okay, so grab the attention, take them from A to B. Clear? Good. So here's the assignment, friends. Okay, by the way, you have learned out of the 4 phases. And one last point here, friends, when you do ABC, please kiss your ABC. I repeat, whenever you apply ABC strategy, authority, building excitement, creating eagerness, when you follow ABC, always kiss your ABC. What is kiss, my friends? All the naughty boys there, what is kiss in this context? Type your answers, please. What do you think is kiss? No one knows it? Please write down. KISS stands for keep it short and simple. KISS. Keep it short and simple. Exactly. Okay. When you follow ABC strategy, keep it short and simple, friends. Kiss your ABC. Right? Good. So, friends, here's your assignment. Now that if you look at the slide once, we're done with the king phase. Now you know what to do even before you speak. There are 4 rules. You go to the middle of the stage, stand like a king or a queen. You feel like king or queen. 2, take a pause. 3, add a smile. 4, do the scan. You know what to do before you even speak. Once you do that, you look confident, you smile, and you feel more pleasant, more relaxed, and then you start speaking. Okay? Right. And then you do the introduction, right? When you start your introduction with the bang, the heroic entrance has to happen. Now that can happen if you follow any of these 12 strategies or ABC. If you follow any of these things, you now know how to do the great introduction of your speech. Then we'll get into content. Content is the king. Have you heard that? Content is the king. Why? In any speech, friends, in any speech you do, the largest portion is the content. Introduction, content, ending. Agree? If it's like 1 hour of speech, maybe the first 5-10 minutes is introduction, last 5-10 minutes is ending, but 40-45 minutes is your content. Correct? Now that we learned how to grab their attention, how to connect with your audience, we don't want to disconnect. We want to hold that enthusiasm and take them through the core very, very effectively. Yeah. If you're speaking online, can you use the same strategies? Most of them, yes, my friend. Okay. See, on the stage, we can use all of them, but on the video cam, we may not be able to use some. For example, involving. If I say everybody shout, we want success now. You may shout, but I may not hear, right? Or I can't say shake your hand with the next person next to you, because involving may not be possible to a large extent on online. So when you're doing online sessions, try to use the ones that appropriately suit among those 30. That's why, my friends, that's why I gave you 13 strategies, by the way, not just 1. Okay, good. So do you agree, friends, that content is the largest portion of your speech? Yes or no? Type your answers, please. Correct. So when you do that content delivery, it should be so powerfully done so that you hold the attention or hold the enthusiasm of the audience. So once you got connected, you should not disconnect from them. Now, how do you do it? We'll learn the strategies of core content. But before that, you have an assignment for next week. Correct. You use involved strategy by teaching the visualization strategy. Exactly. I made you visualize it and we use a strategy. But again, Radha, I can't see you. Let's say there are 80 participants in this group. When I say close your eyes, I'm not sure whether everybody is following it or not, right? So we have a few limitations online. But yes, we can definitely involve them. Okay, anyways, so friends, we'll get into the most important part called content in the next sessions. But right now, before we go to content, I want you to master. Now you learned the first 2 phases. I want you to master them, right? Now, how do you master them? I'll give you an assignment for you this week. Please make a note of it. Please write down your assignment. I'm going to give you 4 topics. I want you to pick any 2. First, write down the 4 topics, please. Write down the names of topics. Number 1, importance of parents. Please make a note of them. Your assignment. I'm going to give you 4 topics. Write down. Number 1, importance of parents. Number 2, how to reduce screen time. How to reduce, please make note of them, please. How to reduce screen time. Number 3, how to improve memory. How to improve memory. Number 4, the power of goal setting. Number 4, the power of goal setting. Right? Importance of parents, how to reduce screen time, how to improve memory power, and the power of goal setting. Here's your assignment, friends, if you can accept it. There are 4 topics there. I want you to pick up any 2 topics, any 2. It's up to you, friends. Any 2 topics. Okay. And this week, I repeat, friends, okay, building a skill happens only when you commit yourself to following these assignments. Okay. Knowing is not knowing until you start doing. Remember? So please commit yourself in doing these assignments. So take any 2s. Okay. Can we choose 3? You can choose all the 4 if you want to share. But for the assignment purpose, we pick up any 2. I'll tell you what you should do. Pick up any 2 topics. I want you to seriously think of 3 openings. Listen carefully. 3 introduction topics, which means, for example, you took the topic importance of parents, example. Okay. If you have to speak on the topic called importance of parents, what you should do is first write your talk. Take a fresh page, write your talk. Okay, topic. First, you remember talk, TLK, T is topic. Write down importance of parents. A, my audience are, example, below level audience. L, my leading objective is to motivate them. Example, my key message is to help my audience understand how important parents are. Or my key message is to make audience understand what to do to respect their parents. Or my key message is to help audience understand the power of helping parents to create a better life for them. It can be anything, friends. A key message is what you want to deliver by end of the session, right? So first write your talk. Once you write your talk on topic, then I want you to write 3 different introductions for this topic. Okay, whether you use a combo or use it individually, any of this 13, 12 plus 1, right? 12 plus ABC, 13 strategies we learned. Which ones can you use? Think. I want you to think this week. Which one will you use for this topic? Maybe you want to involve the audience. If yes, how do you want to involve them? Write it. Maybe you want to talk about, maybe you want to use a prop. Which prop will you use? Write it down. Maybe you want to talk, maybe you want to use imagine strategy. How will you start with imagine? Maybe you want to use a combination. It's up to you. But I want you to write 3 different ways of starting it. Did you understand, friends? Type yes. Okay. So write down 3 different methods. Okay. Take 3, not just 1. I want you to make 3 different introductions. Okay. Suppose if your topic is importance of parents, one way can be you want to involve them. If you want to involve them, how do you do it? Write introduction. That's one way. The second way, you want to use a prompt. Write down how you do that. The third way, you want to use maybe this happened. This happened. Write down how you do that. 3 different startings is I want you to create. Write it. Okay. Write in the sense, don't write word to word. Write your ideas, not a video. Okay. So for each topic, you'll make 3 different openings. And I said pick up any 2. So 2 into 3. So you'll make 6 openings. Next week, I want any 10 of you. Listen carefully. I may handpick you, or you can decide. You can opt to speak, or I can handpick some of you. I want you. Suppose if I pick example, if I pick up Himanshu. Example, if I pick up Himanshu, what we'll do is you will switch on your video. And you will speak to all of us on those 2 topics. You'll show us all those 6 openings. Okay. I want at least 10 participants. Friends, please understand, you cannot swim reading a book on swimming. You got to jump into the pool. You got to get into the pool. Agree? And you cannot build speaking skill by just watching me speak here. When you speak back, that's when things start working, right? How long it should be? Introduction should be less than, it should be between 3 to 5 minutes, sir. 3 minutes, 3 minutes should do for each introduction. Yes. Nayan, I'm with you. Okay, I'll give you more opportunities to speak. You can opt to speak, or I can pick people there. Okay, so the more you speak, the merrier it is. And the best part, friends, as I told you before, the best thing about these programs, you must thank whichever branch of SIRC and ICA. I'll tell you why. You know, such programs, when happen in such large numbers of participants participate. We have approximately 80 people here. Let's say, for example, Nayan speaks, example, okay, and I correct the mistakes. Everybody can learn. Suppose if someone speaks and he does something right and I appreciate, everybody can learn, right? So the best part of we doing it together is when someone speaks and we make corrections or we make some appreciations, everybody can benefit from it. Even if you don't speak, you can benefit. But I strongly recommend that you opt to speak, right? So depending on the time, okay, next week, depending on the time, I'll give opportunity to as many people as possible, right? So please practice, friends. Someone asked me, should we make a video? Actually, that's a good idea. Don't send me the video, friends. Once you practice this introduction, six ways, okay, I told you 2 topics into three openings. So 6 openings you practice at home. Take a video, shoot yourself, and observe it. It's for your observation. Don't have to send me. Don't have to send me the video, okay? But just if you want to take a video, it's a um, great habit actually. For speakers, taking videos is a great habit. So what you can do is, friends, you can pick up 2 topics into 3 openings, all 6 openings, create them first, practice them, take a video, shoot it, observe it, and check how you're doing it. And then next Sunday, come here and perform, and let's see how you do it. If you make some mistakes, I'm there to correct you. If you make some great, if you do it wonderfully, we are there to appreciate you, whichever way, right? Opening in 3 ways means, can you explain it? Which means, my friend, that you take one topic and you introduce it with any one of those strategies, right? And then the same topic, you introduce it with a different strategy. Yeah, only introduction. Yes, Krishna. Only introduction, not the content. We haven't learned content yet. I'm looking at you only how you introduce it. Don't have to give the entire speech. I repeat again, on these topics, don't have to give me the entire speech. No, only how you introduce is what I'm looking at. Okay, if there's a technical topic, then how can I build excitement and eagerness? Okay, Kajal, if you can give me an example of a topic. Now, even if it's a Kajal, even if it's a technical topic, right? You can always tell them the kind of experience or expertise you have on the topic, and you can always tell them what work you have done on it, and so you can prove your authority on the technical topic. And then you can build the excitement, because maybe that topic, by learning the topic, how did it help you? You learn that you know the topic, the technical topic, you learned it so well. How is it helping you so much? And by helping and teaching that to your audience, how does it help them? Now that creates excitement and eagerness. So what is it you're giving them today? Finally, wherever they are today in their knowledge levels to where they can be in their knowledge levels after listening to the class, from where they are to where they can be, how does it benefit them? If you can show them the benefit of you doing the technical topic, that creates eagerness for them. Whether it's a technical topic or it's a self-help topic, any topic, you can create ABC. Okay. Any other questions for today's session, friends? Did you get the assignment, friends? Did you all understand the assignment? Type yes. I want everyone, my friends, everyone, please make sure you take the assignment seriously. Next week, 10 of you will come and present it before all of us. If time permits, we'll allow more than 10 people also. Okay. I can give the example of the technical topic. For example, the topic is in your direct tax. Give example of what government took actions and what errors were committed by government to interest the audience. Yes, of course. What government took actions and what errors were committed by the government to interest the audience. Radha, I'm not sure of the topic, so I can't comment it right away. But do something, Radha. I need more detailed explanation about the topic. So maybe you can just send me a WhatsApp message. You have my WhatsApp number, and we can discuss over there, right?
Sir,
Yes, sir.
sir, could you tell the full form of introduction? Like, show the slide once more.
Sure, I'll do it. Okay. Prasyuk Jain, Hindi or English? Preferably English. If English is a concern for you, Hindi or Telugu is also okay. Right now, friends, more than the language, we're trying to build the skill in us, right? So more than English, we're trying to build the public speaking skill here. So I'm okay if you're doing it in Telugu and Hindi also, but preferably English is better. Yeah. Try English. If not, choose other language. Okay, you want the slide, right? Yes. What is the second topic? Screen time. Yes. The four topics: one, importance of parents; two, how to reduce screen time; three, how to improve your memory; and four, the power of goal setting. Arjit and Himanshu, every slide you're looking at, it's available on YouTube with this video. So I think it should be fine. Dare to be different example is very simple. You can do something which the audience don't expect you to do. They expect you to come and speak, but let's say you take the mic and start singing. Maybe you come on the stage and start dancing. Maybe you start with the mimicry. Maybe you use some musical instrument and start your speech. All these will be attention grabbers, provided they are related appropriately to the topic. Okay, you can't just sing some song for the sake of singing it and then talk of something else. Try to link with what you do with what you're supposed to say. Then it makes more sense. Okay, my WhatsApp number, friends, is 903-000-1012. I repeat, it's on the chat there. It's 903-000-1012. Friends, hope. Okay. Rajat Kumar, hard work plus challenges. Hustle, failures, risk, late night, motivation, mindset, belief, dedication, consistent, continuous skills, improvement, ego, anger is equal to success. Okay, nice. Okay. Friends, there's someone who sent a message saying that can we all have some interaction sessions to improve our public speaking sessions via Zoom, where 15 members per batch can discuss on selected topics, seminar, others, etc. If you wish, you can hide your identity and it is absolutely for free. If interested, mail me for further details. Here is my email ID, Nisha Chawla. This is just received to improve our speaking skills and nothing more than that. Sincere and disciplined candidates appreciated. Okay. Thank you, ma'am, for your offer. I think Chairman sir will you can talk to Chairman sir. I think he will be the right person to take it forward. Okay, what is the second topic of the assignment? How to reduce screen time. Radha, do you agree that today a lot of people are wasting a lot of their time and getting addicted to gadgets? So The topic for you is how do you help them to reduce the screen. A lot of students, they wanted to reduce the screen time. They know they shouldn't be spending so many hours on the Facebook or WhatsApp or Instagram. They know they shouldn't be wasting so much of time playing PUBG or any other game like that. They know that, but then they get addicted to it, right? And then the next day they feel guilt. They feel worried that I shouldn't have wasted time like that. Friends, do you agree? How many of you have such experience? Type yes. See, that's the point. So a lot of people, rather, as you can see, they have this problem. They wanted to come out of the gadgets. They want to reduce the screen time, but they find it difficult to do so, right? Yeah, so I want you to build a topic on how you can help them to reduce their screen time. So if that is the topic, how will you do introduction? Plan 3 different strategies. Okay. Anyways, friends, so that okay. Before we wind up, how can we start introduction about introducing the life history of other person? Mehta, it depends on the topic. It depends upon the person you're going to speak about. Do something, Mehta. If you want to start your introduction with the life history of some other person, if it's related to the assignment I gave you, next week come up with an introduction like that. Let me see how you're doing it, and if there's any corrections, I'll definitely help you out with that. Right? Good. So friends, that finishes our session for today. Thank you so much for all of you for taking the time to attend on Sunday. And any questions, I'm just one WhatsApp message away. And by the way, friends, yes, do we have to introduce ourselves? Yes, Himanshu. Next class, when you speak, just you have to do a one-liner introduction, because you have to use my name is, because we don't know you, because there's no slide behind you, because nobody introduced you, right? For that reason, you use my name is. Okay, just say my name is so and so, and then start your three different methods. Let us know them. Exactly, Radha. See, you said the authority part. I said there are two options. One, the person who introduces you can do it for you. If there's no one there like that, then you will do it, Radha. Okay. Good, friends. And by the way, I just want to ask you. I hope you all of you are getting my WhatsApp messages regularly. Just type yes. Are you getting my WhatsApp messages once in a while? I keep sending some inspiring stuff. You're getting it? Type yes. Okay, good. So all of you who are getting it, are you okay with that? Do you want me to send such stuff regularly, or am I disturbing you? Just type send if you want me to send it. Okay, good. Thank you. Right. And friends, for those of you who type no, who are not getting my WhatsApp messages, I just keep sending once in a while. I keep sending some inspiring messages or inspiring tips or inspiring videos. I keep sending stuff like that to just keep the fuel of motivation happening. So if you want to get such messages, friends, just type message, word message to me on my WhatsApp. Okay, you have my WhatsApp number. It's 903 000 1012. Just type the word message, my WhatsApp number. Even I'll start sending you, friends. Those of you who are not receiving it, we can get connected through WhatsApp. Yeah, sir, over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for a really excellent session once more. Now that we'll conclude for today, and we'll join you in the next Sunday.
Sure.
Friends, but the next Saturday it is Excel, and the next Sunday it is public speaking once again. Thank you, and signing off for the day. Thank you.